Greetings and welcome to the Profitable Outcome Podcast. I'm your host, David Rigney, and this is where we interview Chicagoland business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders to bring Chicagoland residents the best advice from our community's brightest minds. And I've decided to take our show on the road. So we're coming to business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders in the Chicagoland area to their establishment, to their facility, to see what they have and to actually get a feel of how they promote their message and to tell their story in helping their clients, patients, and customers. Hopefully you have your volume up. And also, if you like what you hear and enjoy the podcast, leave us a review on iTunes. It will help us reaching our message to the world. So make sure your volume is up and get ready for a great interview. Thanks. Welcome back to the Profitable Outcome Podcast, where we are on location at 739 Main Street in Evanston, Illinois at the D21 Fitness Studio, where we interview Dietrich Horsey, who is a bionutrition and owner of D21 Fitness Studio in Evanston, Illinois. Dietrich talks about to reach your fitness goal, you need to stay consistent. It's a great interview. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show. Hello and welcome back to the Profitable Outcome Podcast. We're on location today at D21 Fitness Studio at 739 Main Street in Evanston, Illinois for the episode today. I've decided to take it on the road. We are here in and out of Chicagoland interviewing thought leaders, entrepreneurs, and community leaders impacting their community. Today's show, I'd like to welcome our guest today, Dietrich Horsey, health expert and fitness trainer for more than 20 years, successfully helping clients who want to achieve their fitness goals. Dietrich specializes in corrective exercise and a background in bionutrition and owner of D21 Fitness Studio in Evanston, Illinois, just north of Chicago. Hey, Dietrich, welcome to Profitable Outcome Podcast, and how are you doing today?
Thank you, Dave. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you're inviting us into your studio today. I'm here, and I'm glad we're on a podcast today, so no one can really see how great the place is. But it's nice, I guess. Basically, it's come in, get it down, really down and dirty, get it done, and get out, right?
Get out.
People are coming in before work, after work, and no messing around, right?
No messing around. So, we, a lot of times when people come in here, they say, well, there's no treadmill here. And my thing is that I did it on purpose. And any other gym that I have had, for the most part, I don't have big equipment. And the reason is that I believe your body is actually the equipment that you want to use, opposed to having the equipment work for you. You actually work yourself.
Gotcha.
Right?
Oh, makes sense.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, so, well, on our podcast, we actually asked a bunch of questions, about 6 or 7, so we'll get right into the questions. How long have you been working at your current business as a fitness trainer here at D21 Fitness Studio in Evanston, and what did you do prior?
Well, boy, I've done a lot of things actually prior to. Every job that I've ever had, I was pretty good at it, I think, for the most part, and I learned different ways of doing it. As a, free thinker. But every job I've ever had besides training, I never was really satisfied with what I was doing. I've done anything from, my first job when I was probably like 12 or 13, maybe a little older than that, was picking watermelons. And, and you get paid 1 cent per melon doing that job. And it was great exercise. It's great exercise, but the pay was very minimal. That's how I made that was my school money for my clothes and stuff. That's how I started.
Wow. So you worked almost every day?
Manual labor. The only time I did it, most of the time when we were out of school, that was the gig that we did every summer, my friends and I.
Okay.
So we go there for from 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening and maybe make $70.
Wow, that's a lot. That's
working. Right. That's some hard work. So, and then, I had some other odd jobs too, driving truck. I worked at the hospital for a while. I worked at Purdue, of all places. Worked there for quite a few years. And then I got into personal training in 98 after I lost my job, after my divorce. So that's when I got into personal training. It was almost like the end of the road. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I went to the YMCA in my town where I'm from in Maryland. And one of the guys, I was in pretty decent shape anyway. I wasn't a kind of thin kid. And he said, you know, you want a job doing personal training? I'm like, I guess, right? So I did that. And then that kind of led to personal training. I've been training ever since.
Wow, that's awesome. And what are the common questions people ask you about fitness? And I guess I introduced you before about the nutrition part of it too. Maybe you could talk a little bit about the nutrition.
Nutrition is a tricky thing for most people because there's always so many trends, and especially with the information highways, the internet, stuff like that, you get a lot of mixed messages about nutrition. I took bio-nutrition, and that kind of opened my eyes up from the perspective of I was used to doing bodybuilding nutrition, which is totally different.
Okay.
Bodybuilding nutrition is most of the time it's pretty bland. You eat the same thing for 4 or 6 weeks, sometimes 3 months, and it's no seasoning most of the time like that. But now you go into bio-nutrition, you talk about micronutrients, stuff like that. And basically it kind of breaks down what your body needs for fuel.
Okay.
So the trends are out there. A lot of times they're not really thinking about how it affects them, not at the moment, but down the road. Because if you eat too restrictive in a lot of different areas, a lot of times your body is smart enough to figure out, well, this is not good. It's not attainable. So then you have the backlash of that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I would say, for nutrition, and I tell my clients, try to eat more like a person who's diabetic. Okay. Eat almost every 2 or 3 hours.
Okay.
Low glycemic foods. Only time you really need higher glycemic food if you're going to use that food for something like exercise. Okay. Right? So as my friend Dr. Jack would say, eat for what you're about to do, not for what you have done. Okay. Right?
Yeah,
it's very basic common sense.
Yeah. So kind of a plan of what you're doing during the day or throughout the week.
Absolutely.
And then you'll like the big picture. What are the common questions people ask you too? Like when they come in and they say, hey, I want to get in shape, and what's this all about, or what are the programs?
Right. So most people ask, the main thing most people ask, and they still ask for many years I've been doing this, is how to lose belly fat. Right? How to lose my belly fat.
The love handles, right?
The love handles, where the case may be, and it's an age-old question. Meaning age is probably involved in it too. But the main thing is that is I tell them, whatever you do to gain that weight, do the opposite. It's pretty common sense. If you eat late at night, if you eat more carbs than you probably should do, if you eat bigger portions of food, that's probably how you gained it.
Yeah.
Reverse that. Just reverse it. It's easier said than done, but that's the common sense approach to it. Mm-hmm. And that's how you lose your belly fat.
Okay.
And move more.
Yeah. But that's how I gain my belly fat. I think everybody does that. That's good advice. What are the 5 to 7 benefits your services or your products offer your customers and clients?
So 5, maybe I don't know if I can come with 5 because maybe I can come with 3. So the main 3 I can think of off the top of my head is one, you basically you have more energy, you sleep better, you basically gain some strength, more flexibility. I'm going down the list now. Now I've got to brainstorm.
There you go. That's good.
Yep. You're more flexible. You're more mobile. And, and most time for the older clientele is balance. A lot of them, proprioception, which has to do with, knowing where your body is in space.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know what I mean? Say if your eyes are closed, like the same thing they do when you're testing you for drunken driving, they do that proprioception thing where your balance is. They have the biggest issue with that. So it increases that too, just from the neurons in the brain having to focus on other things like different functions.
Okay.
So basically increases that too.
Yeah, definitely. That's good.
That's a benefit.
That's good. What are the misconceptions that people come in that they think that they sign up to your program or ask you questions and they have misconceptions about the whole fitness industry or fitness programs, that what it's really supposed to do and what they think it's going to do?
Right. Well, I think the biggest misconception is, and again, it's probably common sense, is thinking that, if you lose weight fast, it's going to stay off. Everything is incremental changes, right?
Okay.
So the misconception that, if I work out harder, then I'll lose weight faster and I'll be fit longer. It doesn't work that way. To me, it's almost like, everything has an incremental change. It has a cycle.
Okay.
So the longer the cycle, the more it is attainable. The shorter the cycle, the less is attainable. Mm-hmm. Nothing is gained that basically you can maintain through a shorter period of time. It just doesn't work that way. Same thing with making money, same thing. It takes nurturing, it takes, repetitiveness, it takes consistency, it takes discipline, all that. Right. So that's a bad misconception that people come in with, that if I work harder, that means I'll lose weight faster. Mm-hmm. You may, but you're not gonna attain that. Think about, look, The Biggest Losers is one of them. One of the biggest shows that mm-hmm. basically proves that every time.
Right.
You look at those people, they may look great for, that 3 months they did that, and then you check on like a year later and they've almost doubled the weight.
Yeah.
Because that's the rebound.
They get back into
their absolutely. I mean, it's a psychological thing, if you're not convinced that you want to be thin, you still think you lost weight and you still think you're fat in your head, then chances are you're probably going to go back to being fat. Yeah. Right? You haven't really learned the lesson.
Right. They're trying to teach you like the good habits and you fall back on it.
Absolutely.
So, what information would you like to convey to our listeners, your product and services you offer here?
I'm just starting now to do our 5 a.m. to 5:30 boot camp, which I'm really excited about that because, it's early. It takes some discipline, and it's 3 times a week. And, that's what we're offering now for forever, because I think there's something to be said about doing group classes. And the short amount of boot camp, like class like that, I think there are better because you're not going to be in there all day long. You're not going to be 45 minutes to an hour. And a boot camp is more high intensity training anyway.
Okay.
So you don't need to do it as long, but you need to be consistent.
Okay.
That way you don't really break down your body and injure yourself, because it's not long enough to really kill yourself, right? Okay. It's just long enough that you've done something. Right. That way the next day you come in, say Wednesday, you do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're ready to do it again. But if you do an hour of that, you're going to start to experience some aches and pains because everything is basically repetitive. Okay. It's accumulative.
Right.
Is a better word.
They just get in a good pattern.
Right, exactly. Absolutely. It's like a wear and tear on a car. If you hit bumps a lot in your car, a brand new car, over 5 years after doing that, it's going to start breaking down. Your body's no different. Gotcha. If you beat it up like that for long periods of time, it's going to be an issue.
And the program is so Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You skip a day for resting the body.
Absolutely.
Is that very important?
Yeah.
Rest?
Yeah. Rest is recovery.
Muscles recovery.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You cannot. Athletes do it. They do it. Every day probably. Mm-hmm. But that's why you see them sometimes. The basketball players, they got the knee issues. They got some back issues. They got because wear and tear on the joints, the ligaments, all that kind of stuff. Okay. So the rest in between is very important.
Every day you're doing the same routine, or is it different routines like on Wednesday versus Monday?
You do different routines, but still same body parts for the most part, just done in a different way. And that alleviates, boredom, right, with the program. Mm-hmm. It's same thing we do here. Mix it up a little bit, yeah. And it's a great high intensity training. Most time we get we're trying to get at least 8 people at a time. And, for those who are listening today, we're basically running a special for month of May.
Okay.
So I think it May the 15th.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes.
Right.
So maybe people can just refer to the show notes.
Yeah.
To click on that link and then it'll send them over.
Absolutely.
To the special.
But yeah, so we run it for like a week. The first 18 people who sign up get it for the rate we're charging, which is $95.
Okay.
Right.
And then how long time? So for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, how long every day?
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
30 minutes.
So it starts at, you said 5:30?
5 a.m. to 5:30.
5 to 5:30.
5:30, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's all right here in the studio?
Right here in the studio. Now, occasionally, if it's really nice outside, we'll take it outdoors.
Okay.
Take it to the lakefront, something like that.
Okay, so you'll walk to the lakefront?
Yeah, you probably have to run.
Yeah. That's good. Run there, walk back.
Right.
Run there, get a ride back.
That's right.
No, that doesn't work. So, Dietrich, any charities you belong to, or any special things that you do here at the studio?
We have been working with Truman College, the transitional learning community, since 2012, I believe it is, when we started. We raised over as of last year, $6,000, and that money goes toward their books, tuition, stuff like that.
Wow.
We have dedicated time to doing the Race Against Hate last year. We've done something with the mental health. That was the first time we did that, and that was a pretty good turnout as well. So we're kind of all over the place with that kind of stuff because at the end of the day, we know that basically is our community. Mm-hmm. And the more we build that, the better we feel, and hopefully make some kind of impact on the place we're serving.
Right, the local community here in Evanston.
Yeah, absolutely.
Evanston, Illinois. Yep. Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great stuff. And we'll definitely have those links. You'll have to share those with you. We'll put them in the show notes.
Sure.
If people want to check out your charities, check out your stuff.
Yeah.
Where to donate if they're from Evanston or from the Chicagoland area.
Absolutely.
They can take a look at all that stuff for you.
Fantastic.
Right, yeah. And then we talked about that new service. So you have does it have a name? The one that starts at 5 a.m.?
So basically it's Fit Body Boot Camp.
Fit Body Boot Camp.
Yeah.
Okay. Starts at 5 a.m. Monday through Wednesday. Monday,
Wednesday, Friday. Yeah.
Okay. In the studio here.
In the studio.
The D21 studio in Evanston, Illinois, on Main Street, or you take it to the
Main Street beachfront.
Beachfront.
Okay, we have our classes out there too. The Lean Machine classes on Sunday at 9 a.m. and we do it on the lakefront when it's nice and warm.
Someone wants to sign up.
Right.
To use the gym. Is it open during the week or during the day?
Well, it's one-on-one.
Okay.
So we do one-on-one private. It's very private. So basically, you come by appointment. Everyone comes by appointment. Yeah. Okay. And then we had the yoga here too. We had the spinal correction yoga at 8 a.m. Sunday morning. And we had one today actually at 4 p.m.
So Dietrich, how can people get a hold of you? How can the listeners contact you? What, like phone number, best way, email? Share that stuff with us.
Probably, yeah. I'll do all. So the phone number is 773-571-8844. The website or the place you can contact me is workout, that's WORK, at lowercase d21.fit. And our website is www.d21.fit.
All right, well, great. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think that covered all. I hope that everyone comes out to our boot camp, whoever's available, and then you'll give us a shout on Facebook or Instagram. We're there too.
Yeah, okay.
So,
you want to share that with us? Where are you on Facebook?
Basically, it's on the D21 Fit Studio.
Okay,
yep.
So Facebook.com.
Yep, you got it. Same thing with our Instagrams. Okay. We do posts all the time. We do nutritional newsletters, blogs. We do muscle testing. We do a little bit of everything, but our main thing is basically taking care of our people.
Well, thanks for joining us today, and thanks for having us into your
studio. Thank you.
Thank you. It's
been great, Dave. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for tuning in to the Profitable Outcome Podcast, which we have a new episode every week on location somewhere in the Chicagoland area. If you like what you hear, please give us a review on iTunes or Stitcher. If you're already a fan of the show and a loyal listener, please let me hear from you. Head over to iTunes or Stitcher, leave us a review, then send me an email at david@profitableoutcome.com with your review attached. Every fifth review is placed into a drawing to receive a free $5 Starbucks card. The Profitable Outcome Podcast, in addition to our own efforts to find the best minds, we depend on your recommendations of local experts, inspiring entrepreneurs and thought leaders in the community. And in other words, who should we interview? Do you have a recommendation? If you know of someone who has an important message or a story to tell about how they helped their customer, client, or patient, please introduce us. Simply email me at david@profitableoutcome.com and we will connect. We really appreciate you doing that, and we enjoy interviewing people and connecting people on the Profitable Outcome Podcast. Thank you for listening again, and our guest today, Dietrich Horsey of D21 Fitness Studio at 739 Main Street in Evanston, Illinois. Please check him out. He's a great guy. Tune in to our next Profitable Outcome Podcast, which is said airs every week somewhere on location in the Chicagoland area. Take care, be safe out there, and have a great day. Bye-bye.